So we set it up where our part is 5 and our whole is 20, and we're looking for our percent. We set up a t-chart. We can divide both sides by 20 because we have to get the variable p for percent by itself. And this is a multiply by 20. So we would divide by 20 to do the inverse operation and get rid of that. And we would do 5 divided by 20 on this side. When you do that in your calculator, you're going to end up with 25 hundredths, or 0.25, equals p. Once again, that has to be written as a percent because that's what we're looking for, and this is not a percent yet. To get it there, we're going to go from decimal to fraction, so 25 hundredths is written as 25 over 100, which then equals 25%. So our percent is 25%. So 25% of 20 is 5. Okay? Let's keep on going. So now we're going to break down some word problems. So an electronics company has 450 employees. The company plans to increase its staff by 30%. We want to know how many new employees will the company hire. So we're going to use our equation A equals PB. Now I want you to notice here, we don't have the word is or of in this. Okay? So we need to determine if we're looking for the part or the whole. We know that we're not looking for the percent because it gives us the percent here. It wants to increase the staff by 30%. So you're going to have to ask yourself, you need to find the new employees. What does 450 employees currently represent? Okay. I want you guys to go ahead and take a moment and think about, is 450 the part or the whole in this question? Okay guys, so 450 in this problem is actually representing the whole. The company has that many employees. So that's what we're going to substitute in for B. And now, since we want to know how many new employees there are going to be, that is going to be our A. That is what we're looking for, the part. So we're going to have A equals our percent, 30%. Okay. Multiplied, do better with the multiplication symbol, by our total number of employees, which is 450 right now. So we want to know how many employees need to be hired. And we can bring down our variable A, or our part, and in our calculator we can do 30% multiplied by 450, or you can convert this percent to a decimal and have 30 hundredths multiplied by 450. I'm going to go ahead and do it with the decimal. So I'm going to type in decimal 30 multiplied by 450 and hit enter. Okay. When you guys do that, you will get 135. So A, or the part, equals 135. So then how many new employees will the company need to hire? Well, the company will need to hire 135 employees. Alright, let's keep going on, guys. Got another word problem for you. So the original price of a computer game is $45. The price is marked down by $18. What percent of the original price is the markdown? So now we have the original price of the computer game is $45, and it's going to be marked down by $18. We want to know what percent of the original price is going to be the markdown. Okay. Notice how this says is the markdown. Okay, since this is what we're the markdown is actually representing our part, and the original price, okay, is the whole. Anytime you see original amount, that's always going to represent your whole. Okay, so we have our equation A equals PB, where A is the part, P is the percent, and B is the whole. Well, our part is going to be the markdown. Okay, so the markdown in this case, or the part, is 18. That's how much it's being marked down from the original price. We're looking for the percent, so we'll keep P, and our original price, or our total amount, and our whole is 45. Okay. I'd like you guys to go ahead and take a moment and see if you can solve for the percent P. Alright guys, to do this, we're going to have to set up our handy dandy T-chart. Okay. We have to get the variable P by itself. We have a multiply by 45. The only way that we can do that is to divide by 45 and get rid of that. So we have divide by 45. That cancels out the multiply by 45. Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we have to do it to the other. Alright, now we're going to take out our calculator and figure out what 18 divided by 45 is. When you do that, you will realize you will get 4/10 equals P. Once again, that's not a percent, so we have to convert it to a percent. So over here, 4/10, we have to write as a fraction. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 on the end here and make it the hundredths. That way we can write 40 over 100, which then equals 40%. So what percent of the original price is the markdown? Well, we can say it's 40% equals P. And we can say, report this as 40% is the markdown, or it is being marked down by 40%. A couple different ways that you could write that out. Okay? Very good, guys. So I have a couple more problems for you I want you to try on your own, and I'll guide you through them afterwards. So this is the first one I want you guys to try. The meal tax at a restaurant is 5.5% or 5 5/10%. So the meal tax, 5 5/10%. What is the meal tax on a dinner that cost $24? Okay, using your equation, A equals PB. I want you guys to go ahead and give this one a try and see if you can figure out what the amount of the meal tax was on a dinner that cost $24. Go ahead and try this one, guys. Alright, to solve this, you have your percent, and the amount that the dinner cost, $24, is going to be your whole. So you have to ask yourself, what's the whole and what's the part? In this case, $24 is the whole. You're looking for what is the meal tax. So A is that part, or that what is. So that's what we need to figure out. We know the percent. We can write as 5 5/10%. Anytime you start getting decimal percents, this is where I recommend using the percent sign in your calculator. Okay, multiplied, by the 24 over the whole. It's 20. The dinner itself cost $24. That's the whole amount. Okay, now we can grab our calculator. We get 5 5/10. 5 5/10. Hit the second button. Sorry, hit the second button. And then hit that open parentheses, okay, which will give you the percent sign. So you have 5 5/10%, and then you are going to multiply that by, let me get my numbers here, 20 and then 4. So your calculator should look like this, and then you can hit enter, and that would give you 1 32/100. Well then, so how much was your meal tax? Well, your meal tax then would be reported as $1.32. So that's how much you were taxed on dinner that costed $24. All right, last question for you guys here. So, another food-related question. Chipotle donated a percentage of every sale to charity in February. The total sales were $7,150, of which the restaurant donated $429. What percent of $7,150 was donated to charity? Ooh. So, take a moment. I want you guys to use the equation A equals PB. Try to solve this one on your own. Okay, guys, in order to solve this one, now we want to know what percent of this amount was donated to charity. So you have to determine what's the part and what's the whole. Is 429 the part or the whole, or is 7,150 the whole? Well, in this case, since the total sales amounted to 7,150, that's your whole amount. And the restaurant donated a part of that whole amount. They donated $429. So 429 is going to be your part or your A. You're looking for the percent P, which is going to be multiplied by the whole, which is 7,150. All right, you set up your T-chart. My T-chart's getting a little sideways. So to undo multiplication, you would need to use division, and you're going to divide by the same number on both sides. All right, so you have 429. You're going to hit divide, so 429 divided by 7,150, and type it in like that. Go ahead and hit enter. When you do that, you're going to end up with 6 hundredths equals P. Once again, now we have to write this as a percent. So we're going to take 6 hundredths, write it as a fraction first, which in this case is 6 over 100, 6 hundredths, which is 6%. So we know that 6% is P, which then we can report from this problem. So what percent was donated to charity? 6% donated to charity. Trying my best here with the writing. That's all right. Okay. I know these two videos were long. Okay. I know there was a lot in here, so if you have any questions on this, you can go back, rewind any part of the video, rewatch it. Feel free to ask me on Google Classroom, on email, on a Google Meet. I'll be available from 9:30 to 11 a.m. On Google Meet, so please, please, please ask me if you're having any difficulty with this. I understand it's a little more challenging than what you guys have been doing to this point, but keep in mind, just ask yourself what's the part and what's the whole. Recall that A is the part and B is always the whole, and you guys will do excellent. Okay, but once again, I'll be available all day, so please make sure that you ask me for any assistance that you may need. Okay, wish you guys luck, and hope you guys have a marvelous rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.